Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, your voice of the Octagon, and you're listening to MMA Mental.
Okay, we are now joined by Corey Hill, who will be fighting on the up-and-coming XFC card. How's things with you, Corey?
Things are going absolutely wonderful. Anytime I get an opportunity to get out of the cage and showcase some Corey Hill skills, I absolutely love it. I have no qualms whatsoever. I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're doing great as well, and we might not be able to get in the cage with you, but we certainly enjoy watching you get in the cage and seeing what you can do in there. So are you excited to get in there and, for your next fight then?
Absolutely. We're coming off a loss from December 7th versus Hunter Thomas. So anytime I get to get out there and revenge the loss, put in some good work, show the fans that there's definitely life after the injury. Anything you want, you can achieve through hard work and desire. I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about the injury, and you brought it up, so I am going to bring it up. I think it's fair to say that, I've watched thousands and thousands of fights. I think that was the worst injury I have ever seen. If you want to tell people about the injury and then tell us what you had to go through to get... the fact you're fighting again, I think is amazing. So just tell us what you had to go through to get where you are now.
Right on. No, absolutely. Just a quick summary. 2008, in the UFC, the biggest organization on the face of this earth, with no experience. I'm out there fighting the best guys in the world. So somebody thought enough of my potential to put me out there. Did very well. Went 1-1 my first two fights. The third fight, I suffered the most horrific injury in 16 years. I said the most horrific injury in 16 years. Again, the most horrific injury in 16 years in the UFC. Fractured tibia. And literally, I hit a point after that injury. I thought my career was absolutely over. The one thing I tell everybody is, you have no idea what it takes mentally to get back out there, to get back up on the horse, and saddle up after something like that. Literally, that injury cost me my house. Literally, I lost my house, almost lost my family. Just literally things absolutely fell apart. So I really had to focus. Really, man, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I started talking about this injury and the recovery, and it's just an absolute blessing from the Lord that I'm still able to get out there and perform after such a horrific injury.
You're absolutely right in what you're saying. If people didn't see the injury, just to explain, watching it from my point of view, when I saw it happen on the television, it was either you threw a leg kick or a leg kick was thrown and it was checked, and then it just looked like the bone in your leg just literally shattered. Your leg kind of turned to jelly. It was very, very surreal to see what was going on, and like I said, it was the worst. Without trying to play things up or play things down, it was the worst injury I've ever seen in an MMA fight.
Yeah, no, your body, once you start working something and you work this move over and over again, your body absolutely does it on the instinct. And I was training so hard, working my kicks in. And just like you said, I had an absolute first round. The first round was great. I landed, between 7 and 10 leg kicks. Didn't have a problem. Well, the second round, Dale Hart did what any good fighter does. He adapted. So in the midst of me throwing a kick, he checked it, which is a technique, where you bring your knee up and you block it. So you ended up, you have shin on shin. And we all know when you have bone on bone, whoever created the force usually takes the most brunt of the injury. And that's exactly what happened. I threw a kick and my tibia, my right leg absolutely shattered. My ankle twisted in 360-degree circle. As I lay there on the canvas, I'm looking up. Even to date, once in a while, I will wake up with a cold sweat. I remember laying on that canvas, looking up at the jumbo screen, and I can't distinguish, why is my foot tangled up like that? Really, why is my foot wrapped around? I was in initial shock, the most absolute pain I've ever felt in my life. I love to fight. I want to win, but I wouldn't wish an injury like that on anyone whatsoever. Absolutely horrific. Like I say, was not my best moment, and I'm just absolutely fortunate to be here today and have an opportunity to get in that cage and continue to fight.
Absolutely, and I think what amazes me as well is that, I mean, looking at your resume, your fights, obviously that injury happened at the end of 2008, and it amazes me that you were back fighting again at the beginning of 2010. You literally had 12 months off, and you were back fighting. How you were able to recover from that injury in 1 year, I will never know.
Yeah, no, I just will not quit. I will not quit on my dream. When I first started to have guys like Pat Miletich, Dana White, Jeremy Horn, for these guys to put so much emphasis in my potential without having any experience, it's very few guys that, you hear, oh, he has the potential to be a world champion. So to hear those comments, very early in my career, you're absolutely correct. 12 months after that horrific injury, I was back in the cage. I was able to get a win. But, I'm not going to sit here and take the credit. I'm a man of faith. And I truly believe that there's a reason for everything. The Lord took me down that path. He broke me down. He built me up even stronger. So everybody that gets in that cage with Corey Hill, I mean, I don't care who they are, but everybody gets in that cage with Corey Hill. They know, if you don't know anything, you know one thing for sure. This kid is tough as nails and is willing to go through anything to conquer his dreams. And I can't give up on it. I will not give up. I refuse to.
You're obviously a very mentally strong person to have been able to go through that. Now, looking at your wins, you've got 6 wins, and you've got 5 obviously by stoppage with 2 TKOs and 3 submissions, and all your submissions as well. There's some really, really technical submissions there with the Anaconda choke and the Bravo choke. Do you prefer the stand-up or the submission side to the game?
Me being a wrestler, I'm a classic wrestler, high-level wrestler, wrestling college, national champion. So I was taught my whole life to close the distance, take them down, and maul them. But as the evolution of MMA, in the sport of MMA, you have to be well-rounded. I absolutely fell in love, even after the injury, with stand-up. I still, worked particular kicks. But, to answer your question, I'd have to say it's about 50-50. I'm a wrestler by trade, but in this sport you have to evolve. If you only have one element, that's only going to take you so far in MMA. So I've kind of fallen in love with the stand-up. A lot of people, they don't realize, or they tend to forget that, I didn't have any experience prior to the injury. So not only do I have to, recoup mentally from the injury, but at the same time, I'm still a baby. I'm still learning. It really is a work in progress. I feel absolutely great. I'm 34 years old. I feel great. As you get older, you get a little wiser. So where you may slow down a tad bit physically, you speed up mentally because you're understanding the game of fighting in MMA. I love the stand-up. I love the stand-up. I love the ground. But I try to work more on the stand-up. I truly feel when that switch goes off and the stand-up clicks, these guys are going to be in trouble.
Now, I know obviously your next fight, you're fighting Roger Carroll. Now, how long is your training camp in preparation for this fight?
I mean, to be honest, guys say training camps, my training camp's this long, my training camp's that long. I never stop. I never stop training. So all we do is that when we have a fight, we train harder. I truly believe if you're a professional fighter, you should always be doing this job. It's not something that you do when you have a fight. You do this whether you have a fight or whether you don't have a fight coming up. So really, I think for this camp, we had the fight December 7th. Maybe took a week off, and then it's back in the gym. A couple weeks later, we get the call. Roger Carroll's opponent backed out. Anytime I can get out to the cage, I jumped at the opportunity. So, we kind of filled in. We didn't have the full camp, but like I said, I never stopped training. So I will be ready.
I was going to say it's quite a quick turnaround. So would you prefer the quick turnaround and get in there and fight again rather than have the layoff?
Absolutely, absolutely. No matter what you do, even your radio skills, you can practice things all you want, but if you don't actually get out there and compete live, if you don't try to do it on the fly, you're only gonna, succeed to a certain limit. So I realize as a high-level wrestler, the best way to get better and what I'm trying to make my career is to fight as often and as many times as I can. You gotta get used to the crowd, get used to the cage, get used to performing under pressure. And after that injury, I really had to restart all the process over again. So I want to bang them out. The quicker I can get a fight, the better.
I think one of the things that stands out as well with your up-and-coming fight at XFC 22 is the fact that, of course, the card is televised, and you're obviously on the televised portion of the card. How good is it to get not only to get a fight, but to get a fight on national television as well?
Absolutely outstanding. I keep giving props and credit to President John Briscoe and the XFC. Like I say, I have an opportunity to get out on a national stage and perform in front of the whole world after the horrific injury. I am just so blessed. I am so fortunate. I am so thankful for these guys to give me an opportunity, whether it be the first fight or the last fight. I'm on the air side, and I'm absolutely thankful for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. I look forward to getting out there and banging these guys up.
And what are your thoughts on your opponent, and what are your strengths to his weaknesses?
Roger Carroll is a guy. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a more of a brawler type. He wants to get in your face and mix it up. To be honest, I feel that in every category, I'm better than him. Athletic-wise, reach-wise, just overall, what I've been through. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but I know the adversity I've overcome in my life as far as a fighter. And I just want him to realize that when you get in this cage, you're not just fighting Corey Hill. You're fighting Corey Hill, the fighter, Corey Hill, the husband, Corey Hill, who overcame the most horrific injury in UFC history. So essentially, Roger Carroll, you're standing in my way. You're standing in my way for my destiny, my dreams, and I put in my time, I put in my hardships, and I will not be denied on February 22nd. Whatever you want, Roger Carroll, come get it.
After that, I'm glad I'm not Roger Carroll. That's all I can say.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Like I said, I'm a very nice guy. I'm a humble guy outside the cage. But inside the cage, I've been through a lot. I put my time in, I've taken my lumps, and it's time I give them back.
Now, I think one of the things that stands out as well with Extreme Fighting Championship is they're really a promotion going forward, and they're really building up their divisions. What are your thoughts on the XFC welterweight division?
I love it. Like I said, I spoke a couple months ago about John Briscoe, and like I said, I love the XFC because if you are a true warrior, if you are a true warrior who believes you're the best fighter and you want to be the best, you will fight the toughest guys out there. And John Briscoe and the XFC provide the toughest guys out there. They provide guys that if you really want to get a measuring stick on where you are or where you're trying to go, the XFC is great as far as the welterweight division. A lot of great guys. And I'm going to take over. I'm absolutely going to take over. Not because of these guys, not because they're not good, because we work hard. These guys work hard too. I'm just very fortunate to be in a promotion where I have tough guys to fight, so I can really judge the progression of Corey Hill. I absolutely am so thankful to be a part of the XFC in the live production.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant, and you've got me fired up just listening to you talk. I can't wait to see the fight now. Obviously we talked a little bit about your training. What camp are you training with, and who are some of the people that are helping you prepare for this fight?
Now, see, this is where it gets tricky. This is where, and I have no qualms about it. I move around. I go to gyms. Pat Milicic will tell you, Rob Kahn will tell you, some of these premier gyms. Anytime Corey Hill's in a gym, literally, I'm marking any gym, and I'm one of the top guys in there. I have a little bit of problem keeping guys. We broken ribs. Our training sucks. So I really have to travel. I really have to get out there and go where the tough guys are. Wherever the tough guys are, Corey Hill is going to be soon to follow. So I move around wherever there's tough guys, I can get some great training. I go seek these guys out. I want to work. I want the guys that are going to push me. I want the guys that are going to grind on me. I want the guys that aren't going to give me anything, because those guys are going to make me better.
Brilliant. Well, I want to say, Corey, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you today. Once the interview was booked, I was excited to talk to you, because obviously I do remember you from the old days, and I certainly remember that injury. I mean, it's something that I'll never forget. So it's been a real pleasure. Before I let you go, Corey, I just want to give you a chance to have a shout out. Shout out any friends, family, and any sponsors, and obviously, you know, big up your fight. You've done that already, but big it up again.
Right on. Like I say, first and foremost, I just want to publicly thank the Lord for giving me strength and energy to get back out there after this horrific injury. My wife and kids have been absolutely great. John Prisco for giving me an opportunity. Had some sponsors last fight. Throw Punch, IC Real Time, Max Muscle, KO Evolution. Everybody who supports Corey Hill, all the fans, including you guys, thank you so much for the support and the chance to tell my story, and I greatly appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys.
Absolute pleasure, Corey. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks and seeing you get that win and starting to get back up that ladder.
Hey, I certainly appreciate it. That's what it's all about, climbing that ladder, getting back to the top, and I will not disappoint.
Lovely. Thanks, Corey. Thanks for your time today, mate.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.